This week in 1954, Jet magazine featured this couple in its Mr. and Mrs. section. They weren't celebrities or politicians or anyone of significant historical importance. They were just plain old everyday civilians like you and me who got themselves involved in some hot mess. Well, maybe they weren't exactly like us. I'll read the story and add my commentary, and you can decide if they were like you. Let's get into it. But first, if you like these videos about the most scandalous people from yesteryear who make the Hot Mess History with Ty Said What Ty Said channel a time capsule for the culture, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can know every time that I upload one of these videos or every time that I live stream. And comment, "I subscribed" in the comment section so that I can say hello to you. Now, on to why you are here. Today's story comes from this issue of Jet magazine dated June 10th, 1954. The article is titled, "Four-Legged Girl's Ex-GI Fiancé Exposed as Fake Army Officer." And it reads, quote, "A smooth-talking, downy-cheeked Louisiana youth who arrived in New York in April claimed to be an ex-Army captain and said he would marry four-legged girl Betty Lou Williams, was exposed as a dishonorably discharged ex-private. The phony ex-captain, 21-year-old Ernest J. Lombard Jr., told New York reporters that he had served 11 years in the Army and was a medical corps instructor before his discharge in San Antonio this spring. A check at the Pentagon, however, disclosed that Lombard only served 13 months in the Army and was discharged for fraud. Faced with the facts of his Army career, Lombard told Jet, "I was trying to make a big impression on Betty Lou." He added that he had planned to invest some of her $750 a week earnings in a home, a car, and some business ventures, then take his chances after she learned the truth. Lombard admitted, "I wanted to use Betty Lou, then explained, later I fell in love, really in love with her." A native of New Iberia, Louisiana, he said he married at 15, fathered 2 children, then obtained a divorce. He said his ex-wife, Julia Shepard, still lives in Louisiana. Making a clean breast of his past, the self-styled officer said he would catch a plane out of New York as soon as I can, then added, "It's too bad that Betty Lou is the one to be hurt by all of this." Lombard also admitted that he never worked a day in his life, declaring women had taken care of him since he was 15. Said he, "I found women have always been weak for me, and I took advantage of it." He also revealed that irate husbands in several states are looking for him for breaking up their homes. Miss Williams, a sideshow and circus attraction, is appearing this summer at Coney Island. Her contract prohibits her from getting married until September. End quote. And wow. So, not quite an ex-Army captain, a dishonorably discharged ex-private. The only good thing that came out of this is that his privates did not dishonorably discharge into this four-legged woman who was in love with this lying scammer. Of course, the playboy, Ernest J. Lombard Jr., was discharged for fraud, of all things. And here he was, after his shameful exit from the Army, attempting to defraud this woman out of her money under the false pretenses of love and marriage. So he wanted to make a big impression on Betty Lou by telling her all of the things that he was going to do for them with her money. If this doesn't show how desperate some women were to get married, I don't know what does. I know that it was a different time, so I won't judge her too harshly for that. Most women in those days were desperate for marriage, and I'm sure that having 4 legs didn't make things easier for her. But I do hope that in all of his lies to her, that he at least lied about having some money of his own. Perhaps that was implied in the lie that he told about his status with the Army. Regardless, I think that it's extra disgusting that he wanted to spend her money and then just take his chances after the truth came out, after he would have tied her down by marrying her. Now, Ernest admitted that he wanted to use Betty Lou, but later said that he really did fall in love with her. We can never truly know one way or another if this is honestly how he felt, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments section if you think that Ernest was really in love with Betty Lou, or if he only wanted to use her for her money. So, at the time of this story, he was 21 years old, but boy oh boy, he didn't waste any time getting with the ladies as soon as he could. Married at 15, 2 kids shortly thereafter, breaking up homes from state to state before ever turning 21? How did he find the time to become a captain in the army with all of that activity going on? Oh, wait, he didn't. And women had always taken care of him since he was 15 because he was so good looking. Seeing that he got married at 15, I guess that his wife was the first woman to financially support him, and the ridiculousness continued with all of the married women that he cheated with after that. You know, the ones who had all those angry husbands on the lookout for this little fraudster. I think that the only thing that I believe that he said that was actually true was that he never worked a day in his life, which is what would have made Betty Lou the perfect victim for him. Being a circus sideshow attraction, she was already vulnerable and isolated, and the money that she was making would have made her a very attractive target for a low-life swindler like Ernest. To put it in proper perspective, the $750 a week that Betty Lou was earning that this article mentioned, there are some people who don't make that $750 a week today. But that money, it had the buying power of over $8,000 per week today in 2022. Oh yeah, there is one more thing that I agree with Ernest about. His quote, "It's too bad that Betty Lou is the one to be hurt by all of this." Yeah, that is true. So why in the heck did you do it? There were some news articles about this story and this woman, but I won't get into all of them in this video because though Betty Lou wasn't exactly a celebrity, she was still a noteworthy woman who I think deserves a separate profile about her life, and I will do that in another video. But now I will share this article with you from the New York Age. It's probably the saddest one of all regarding this story, for it discloses that even after all of the truth came out about Ernest, and he ran back home to Louisiana, Betty Lou still wanted to marry him. She said that she knew about his ex-wife and children. She didn't understand why he lied about being an army captain, but she didn't care. At the time that she and Ernest were planning this marriage, she was under contract with Coney Island until their carnival season ended in September of that year, 1954. As part of her contractual obligations, she was not allowed to marry until the season ended and she wasn't on display. Ernest wanted to marry her He wanted to marry her as soon as her contract ended. I think that her contract ended up saving her from a big mistake and probably total financial ruin. What do you think? Even though it wasn't her choice, Betty Lou didn't proceed with the marriage to her fiancé who lied about his occupation. But Dorothy Dandridge wasn't so lucky. Her second husband lied about his career and the money he earned so that he could use her the same way that Ernest tried to use Betty Lou. I published a video about that story that you can see here. I will also leave a link to it in the description box. My sources for this story are Jet Magazine Archives, 1954, and the New York Age Archives, 1954. If you want text notifications so that you can get a text 15 minutes before I release a video or 15 minutes before I live stream, simply send a text to 786-632-2135 to let me know that you want text, and you will get an outgoing text message 15 minutes before I have a new video release. If you have a business, product, service, YouTube channel, or social media account that you would like to promote on my channel, email me at tiwan@tisaidwhattisaid.com to get rates for advertising on my community tab, my live streams, and or my edited videos, just like this one. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Ti Said What Ti Said channel. Please leave a thumbs up and comment so that we can get a discussion going. And share this video on all of your social media, especially your Facebook. That really helps me out a lot. And subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can know when my next video is ready for you. And if you don't like what I'm saying, but you love it, feel free to hit that applaud button just below your video screen there and send me some
donations.
Yeah, baby. See you on the next video.